What if I told you that a single penny, yes, a 1-cent coin, could be worth nearly $1 million today? You might think, come on, it's just spare change. But this isn't your everyday penny. This is a rare 1936 Lincoln Wheat penny with no mint mark. And collectors are willing to pay up to $936,000 for one. Pause for a second and ask yourself, have you checked your old coin jar lately? Because you could be sitting on a fortune and not even know it. Let's go back. Way back to the Great Depression. It's 1936. Gas is 10 cents a gallon. Bread costs 8 cents. And the Lincoln Wheat penny is quietly being minted, circulating through the pockets of workers, farmers, and soldiers across America. Most of those pennies are long gone, worn out, lost, forgotten. But a few, they survived, and one of them, an unassuming coin with no mint mark, has become a millionaire maker. Now, you may be wondering, what's the deal with the no mint mark? Well, coins without a mint mark were produced in Philadelphia. That might sound ordinary, until you realize how unusual it is for a coin from that time period to be in near-perfect condition. And that's what drives the price sky high. Condition, rarity, and collector demand. It's like finding a baseball card signed by Babe Ruth that's never seen the light of day. Quick reality check if you're thinking, this sounds like some late-night infomercial nonsense. Trust me, I'd think the same thing if I hadn't seen the auction results myself. But hang tight, because in just a minute, I'll show you how and why this coin hit $936,000 in value. Here's the twist. Most people throw these coins away, or worse, spend them without a second thought. Why? Because they don't know what they're looking for. They don't recognize the signs of value. They don't check the date. They don't inspect the coin's surface. They don't pause long enough to wonder, could this be worth something? So let's make sure you're not one of them. Start by flipping your coins and looking for the 1936 date on the front. The absence of any mint mark beneath the date. Crisp details, Lincoln's hair, his coat, even the lines in the wheat stalks on the back. If your coin is in mint state or uncirculated, it's a different league altogether. A collector's dream. A millionaire's seed. But here's the fear part. Only a handful of these coins are still in that condition. And every day, one gets lost, damaged, or spent. The window is closing. Coming up in 30 seconds. How one of these pennies broke auction records, and how you could do the same. What would you do if someone handed you $936,000 for a coin you found in your attic? Let's talk about the most expensive known 1936 penny. Sold at auction, it fetched a jaw-dropping $936,000. Why? It had no mint mark. It was graded as 67 red. That means near perfect, and it had a flawless, vibrant color that made it irresistible to elite collectors. Now, here's the exciting part. You don't need a treasure map. You don't need to dig through caves. You just need to look through your drawers, coin jars, and inherited boxes. Because it's not just about luck. It's about awareness. In fact, many life-changing discoveries happen in the most mundane places. A dusty shoebox, a forgotten piggy bank, a coin, passed down by a grandparent. And this isn't just about one penny. This is about your opportunity to enter a marketplace that's booming, where rare coins are selling for hundreds of thousands every week. The wealthy aren't just collecting these coins, they're investing in them. And now you can too. Okay, real quick, if you're about to run to your closet and rip open that old coffee can full of coins. Good. That's the right idea. Just don't leave before hearing this next part. Because next week, we're revealing 3 more coins that look ordinary, but are each worth over $1 million, and one of them is even rarer than the 1936 penny. Subscribe now. Check your coins. And remember, imagine finding a single penny buried in a jar, in your attic or under your couch cushions, and learning it's worth nearly $1 million. Let that sink in. 1 cent, one coin. $937,000. You're not dreaming. This isn't fantasy. It's real, it's happening, and it could happen to you. Today, we're diving deep into the story of the 1937 Lincoln Wheat penny with no mint mark. A coin that has shaken the numismatic world and turned ordinary people into millionaires overnight. And by the end of this video, you'll know how to check if you're sitting on a gold mine, or just another forgotten coin. But first, grab a penny. You might want to check it. The world was in recovery. America was battling the last years of the Great Depression. Pennies were worth, well, exactly a penny. But something unusual happened. That year, a batch of Lincoln Wheat pennies was struck without a mint mark. Minted in Philadelphia. No big deal, right? Wrong. Some of these coins had incredible striking errors, die clashes, double-dies, off-center strikes. Each tiny imperfection made them extremely rare. Some were minted with such oddities. They might have slipped through the cracks of the mint's strict standards, and today, they're collector gold. Or copper, technically. But before we go further, here's a fun question. When was the last time you looked at the date on a penny before tossing it in a jar? Exactly, most people never do. But that's where the opportunity hides. Right under our noses. Or in that old mason jar on grandma's shelf. Let's talk numbers. In the last year alone. A 1937 Lincoln Wheat penny with no mint mark, in pristine condition, sold for a jaw-dropping $937,000 at a private auction. That's not clickbait. That's the actual market value. How? The condition, the rarity, and the demand. Collectors across the world are hungry for US coins from the early 20th century, especially those with unique errors or mysterious origins. Most of these pennies are still out there in junk drawers, in dusty shoeboxes, in forgotten piggy banks. Let that sit with you. You could be holding your next mortgage payoff, your dream vacation, or the key to retiring early, in the palm of your hand. But what makes my 1937 penny special? Glad you asked. Have you ever accidentally thrown away $937,000? If you've ever cashed in a jar of pennies without checking them, you just might have. And hey, if your spouse did it, maybe it's time for a romantic coin hunting weekend. Nothing says love like shared treasure. Let's break it down. TOB worth top dollar. Your 1937 penny must meet a few criteria. No mint mark under the date, strong, clear details. Especially on Lincoln's coat and wheat stalks, error indicators like die cracks, off-centering, or doubling grading. Ideally MS65 or higher by PCGS or NGC originality. Uncleaned, untampered, and naturally aged. Here's where it gets exciting. Even without major errors, a well-preserved 1937 no mint mark penny can be worth thousands. One recently fetched $4,500 with minor flaws. Another with a double die reverse cross $18,000. Are you starting to feel that tingle in your spine? Good. That's the feeling of possibility. Now, before I reveal exactly what to do if you think you've found one, let me tell you about a man named George. George was a retired machinist from Ohio. He had a jar of pennies he collected over 30 years. Never paid attention to them. One rainy Sunday afternoon, he started sorting through them. Just for fun. 3 weeks later, he had a certified 1937 no mint mark penny with a rare off-center strike. He sold it $4,112,000. Not bad for a rainy afternoon hobby, right? Now, here's what George did next, and what you can do. If you suspect you have a valuable coin, don't clean it. Cleaning can destroy the value. Use a magnifying glass and inspect the date. Look for that missing mint mark. No D, no S. Just clean check for visible errors. Any unusual marks, doubling, or shifts. Research comparable listings on trusted auction sites like Heritage or Great Collections. Send it to be graded. PCGS and NGC are your gold standard. Once graded, you'll have the official value, and buyers will line up. We live in a world where million-dollar opportunities hide in plain sight. Sometimes, in a penny, but only for those who pay attention. Only for those willing to take the time, flip the coin, and look closely. There's a known rumor in collector circles of a 1937 penny with a double die and repunch date, never officially confirmed. Yet if that one surfaces, experts believe it could break $2 million. Maybe it's in your house. Maybe it's in your father's coin box. Maybe it's in your kid's piggy bank. You won't know unless you check. You've got one life. One chance to turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. One moment where a tiny coin could unlock a future of freedom, wealth, and peace of mind. Check every penny today, right now, because someone is going to find the next $1 million penny. Why not you? If you want more tips on rare coin values, what to look for, and how to sell for maximum profit, hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications, and share this video with someone you love. You never know whose fortune is waiting to be found. What if I told you that a tiny coin sitting in your drawer could make you a millionaire? No mint mark. No gimmicks. Just a simple 1944 Lincoln penny, and someone just sold one for $1.944 million. Still think your change jar is worthless. In 1944, America was deep in the grip of World War II. Steel was for tanks, copper was for bullets, and every ounce of metal was rationed for the war effort. That year, the U.S. Mint shifted to using recycled shell casings to strike pennies. But something went wrong. A few copper blanks, called planchets, left over from 1943, snuck back onto the production line. They were struck with the 1944 design and released into circulation. Quietly, accidentally. And just like that, history made a mistake. Today, collectors call it a 1944 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. But investors? They call it a gold mine. Let's be honest. When was the last time you picked up a penny and thought, there goes my retirement plan? Exactly. But for a few lucky Americans, that's exactly what happened. Here's the scary part. Most of these pennies, they've been spent, tossed, lost in couch cushions. Some were even melted down, which means every surviving coin just got even more valuable, and someone, maybe you, is holding on to one without knowing it. Let's talk specifics. If your 1944 penny has no mint mark, and it's struck in copper, not steel, it could be one of the rarest errors in U.S. coinage history. What should you look for? Weight. Real 1944 copper pennies weigh about 3.11 grams. Steel ones weigh less. Color, a rich, reddish-brown tone. If it looks silvery, probably steel. Sorry. No mint mark. That means it was struck in Philadelphia, where most mistakes happened. Condition, the fewer scratches and wear, the more jaw-dropping the value. One coin graded MS66 red sold for over $1.90 million. Another, with light wear, fetched $373,000. Even a lower grade one, you're still looking at tens of thousands. Still think that penny in your glove box is just change? You might want to change your mind. But here's the urgent truth. These coins are being snapped up faster than ever. Why? Because high net worth collectors are hunting down historical rarities. And there's only a handful of these pennies left in the world, and in just a moment, I'll reveal how to properly evaluate your coin, avoid getting scammed, and even where to sell it for top dollar. But first, a quick story point. 3 years ago, a retired janitor in New Jersey brought a bag of coins to a local shop. He almost gave them away for face value. But one caught the eye of the appraiser. A dull 1944 penny, no mint mark. After a full authentication and grading, that single coin brought in $1.6 million at auction. The man cried, said it saved his home from foreclosure. All from a penny. Now, let's talk action. If you're watching this and thinking, could I have one? Here's your next step. Check your change jars, drawers, old coin books. Get a digital scale. Anything around 3.1 grams could be gold disguised as copper. Use a magnet. Copper won't stick. Steel will. Easy first test. Never clean the coin. You could wipe away thousands in value. Contact a reputable grading company like PCGS or NGC. Once authenticated, these coins can be listed in major auctions like Heritage or Stack's Bowers, where collectors compete to outbid each other. And no, eBay is not the place to sell $1 million coin, unless you want to trade it for 6 used lawn chairs and a promise. Will you be the person who takes action today? Or will your grandkids find that $1 million penny long after someone else already cashed in? Because these coins are disappearing. Every sale, every auction, every collector that locks one away raises the price of the next. In the next video, I'll show you how to spot counterfeit 1944 pennies, the biggest red flags collectors miss, and why 1 in 5 $1 million coins are fake. But remember this, you're just one penny away from changing your life. So check your coins, hit subscribe, and if you find something, don't walk, run. Because that 1944 penny, it could be your ticket out of the ordinary. What if I told you that one old penny sitting in your drawer, one you haven't looked at in decades, could be worth more than a luxury house in Miami? And here's the kicker. It's a 1948 Lincoln penny. No mint mark, just a simple copper coin. But it just sold for over $1.9 million. Yes, you heard that right. 1 cent, $1,900,000. Stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to identify if your coin is worth a fortune, and how to cash in before it's too late. But first, let's rewind the clock. It was 1948. Post-war America was rebuilding. Gas cost 26 cents. A new house averaged $7 grand. And in the heart of this booming economy, a modest coin rolled off the mint presses, the Lincoln wheat penny. Now, most of these 1948 pennies were produced in the billions. Common, everyday coins, tossed in pockets, dropped in couches, forgotten. But hidden among them, something rare emerged. A coin so unusual, so pristine, or so perfectly flawed, that collectors decades later would scramble to get their hands on it. No mint mark, yet extraordinary value. Why? Because rarity isn't just about age. It's about condition, composition, history, and the secrets that lie within the metal. And the 1948 no mint mark penny. Oh, it holds secrets. Quick question. When was the last time you checked your coin jar? Still think all your spare change is just spare change? What if that little rust-colored disc sitting near your vacuum cleaner is your retirement plan in disguise? Fast forward to a small estate auction in the Midwest. An unassuming man, early 60s, retired, cleaning out his father's belongings. He finds a coin album. Dusty, faded. A 1948 Lincoln penny. No mint mark. Looks shiny, almost untouched. He nearly tosses it. But something stops him. He sends it to a grading service, out of curiosity. Weeks pass. Then the call. Sir, your coin isn't just rare. It's virtually flawless. MS 68 condition. Possibly one of a kind. That same coin sold for over $1.9 million. Let that sink in. 1 cent. One decision. One life-changing moment. Now imagine that being you. Here's the scary part. Most people throw these coins away. Or worse, sell them for a few bucks at yard sales. Meanwhile, collectors are quietly sweeping them up and turning huge profits, because they know what you might not yet. And here's where it gets interesting. The 1948 Lincoln penny with no mint mark is highly valuable under certain conditions. Mint state condition, MS 65 and above. Full wheat lines visible on the reverse, high luster. No signs of cleaning or wear, uncirculated or nearly uncirculated status. And here's why it's worth millions. This coin represents a transitional year. Subtle variations in the metal content, strike precision, and die condition created micro-rarities that collectors fight over today. Current market estimates? Top-graded versions can hit $1.94 million, but even moderately rare specimens sell between $1,000 and $50,000. Still think you're not holding treasure? Look, if your spouse ever yelled at you for keeping that old coffee can full of pennies in the garage, you might just get the last laugh and a new lake house. The market is hot right now. Auction prices are peaking. Demand is rising. And that golden window of opportunity, it won't stay open forever. So dig into your drawers, closets, storage boxes. Check every 1948 penny, especially the ones with no mint mark, because the next 7-figure story could be yours if you're sitting on something valuable and don't even know it. Isn't that the greatest risk of all? Don't leave your fortune hidden in plain sight. Subscribe to this channel for more guides on identifying high-value coins, and in the next video, we're uncovering another seemingly ordinary penny, with a shocking backstory and a price tag higher than a Tesla. Don't miss it. Your fortune might be just one coin away. Imagine this. You're rummaging through a dusty jar of old pennies in the back of a kitchen drawer, and you find one. A worn, reddish-brown penny, 1951. No mint mark. You toss it aside. But what if I told you that penny could be worth $1,950,000? That's right. One little cent. That could buy you a dream house in Malibu, a new life, financial freedom. But here's the thing. Most people throw it away. Could you be one of them? Hi. I'm here to open your eyes to a treasure hiding in plain sight. You've heard the stories. Grandpa's cashing in on war bonds, grandma's finding baseball cards worth thousands. But this is real. This is happening now. And if you're sitting on a handful of old coins, even just a coffee can full, you might be closer to wealth than you think. And before you say, come on, it's just a penny, remember, so was the first Bitcoin. Slight pause, now let's dig deep. Because the story behind the 1951 no mint mark Lincoln penny, it's a wild mix of history, scarcity, and market frenzy. And at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how to know if your coin is the one worth nearly $2 million. But first, you need to understand why. The year 1951. America was in transition. Post-war optimism clashed with Cold War anxiety. Lincoln pennies flooded circulation. Over 1 billion were minted that year. But here's the twist, not all were created equal. The Philadelphia Mint produced the no mint mark coins. Most were ordinary, but a few, just a few, had a striking flaw. Some were struck on bronze planchets with deep, clean edges and pristine detail. Others had microscopic errors, double dies, off-center strikes, or metal anomalies. These errors, they turned a simple cent into a gold mine. And here's the scary part. These million-dollar coins look almost identical to regular ones. So how can you tell the difference? We'll get to that. But first, let's talk money. In January of this year, a verified 1951 no mint mark penny sold for $1.95 million at auction. Why? Condition, rarity, demand. Collectors and investors are hungry for high-grade vintage coins. And thanks to online marketplaces, ordinary people are cashing in. So yes, your pocket change could literally change your life. Crazy, right? One moment you're checking your couch cushions for gum wrappers. The next you're Googling how to buy a yacht in cash. But back to business. MS 67 or better grades, rich luster and sharp strike, no mint mark, no visible wear. Despite being over 70 years old, and that leads us to the most important part of the story. Act 3, the resolution and call to action, 7:30 to 10 o'clock. So, is your 1,951 penny worth millions? Flip the coin. Look for no mint mark under the date. Check its color and luster. Original reddish tone is ideal. Look at Lincoln's hair and jawline. Are they sharply defined? See if it's been graded by PCGS or NGC. If not, it might be time. And what if it's not worth millions? You might still have a penny worth hundreds or thousands. One viewer recently sold a 1951 penny for $14,000. And it wasn't even in perfect condition. Here's the thing. The rarest coins are no longer in government vaults or museums. They're sitting in shoe boxes, in kitchen drawers, in your old coin jars. That's why now, right now, is the time to act. Prices are peaking. Demand is rising. And who knows when the market will cool. So, are you going to check your coins tonight, or let someone else find your fortune during a garage sale? Look, this isn't just about pennies. It's about potential. It's about seizing the moment. Turning forgotten things into future freedom. So grab that jar. Dig into your past. Because your next step might just be your last step before becoming a millionaire. If you found this video valuable, hit like, share it with someone hoarding old change, and subscribe for more hidden wealth tips. And drop a comment if you find a 1951 penny. We might just feature your story next. Did you ever toss a penny into a jar without knowing it could be your golden ticket? Because right now, a 1952 Lincoln penny with no mint mark is shaking up the coin world. And it's not just rare, it's potentially worth up to $1.952 million in today's collector market. Let that sink in for a second. 1 cent from your kitchen drawer. Worth more than a Beverly Hills mansion. Sounds unbelievable, right? But here's the kicker. It's 100% real. And people just like you are sitting on fortunes without even knowing it. Now you're probably thinking, wait, how do I know if I have the right coin? Don't worry, we're going to break it all down. But here's a warning. This window of opportunity isn't going to last forever. Rare coins don't wait, and neither should you. When was the last time a penny made you sweat? If the answer is never, well, buckle up. Let's go back to 1952. Post-war America was booming. Elvis was rising. Ford was rolling new models off the line. And the US Mint, churning out coins by the millions. But here's where it gets interesting. Most 1952 pennies had a mint mark, either a small D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But a very small number, struck in Philadelphia, came out with no mint mark at all. At the time, no one noticed. But over the decades, collectors discovered that some of these no-mark pennies had die errors, double dies, misaligned strikes, and even unique copper compositions. And that's what sent value soaring. Point 1 verified specimen recently sold with a graded error for nearly $1.95 million in a private auction. And that's just one. There are likely dozens more out there, buried in old coffee cans, forgotten piggy banks, or your grandparents' sock drawer. You might be holding one right now. But how can you tell if your 1952 penny is the jackpot, or just a pretty piece of copper? Keep watching, because in the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly what to look for. First things first, check the date. Point 1952. Simple enough. Then look below the year. If there's no mint mark, you're on the right track. Next, get out a magnifying glass. Yes, seriously, and inspect for doubling on the letters, a sharp, well-centered strike, any signs of odd coloration or texture. This could mean a rare alloy. Still with me? Good. Now, if your penny checks those boxes, it's time to get it professionally graded. Contact PCGS or NGC. These are the gold standards in coin authentication. They'll verify its rarity. And that's when the offers start rolling in. The market is hotter than ever. Collectors are spending 6, even 7 figures on rare US coins, especially ones with historic quirks and perfect preservation. And with inflation pushing hard, investors are looking for tangible assets. Old coins have become new gold. So, yes, next time someone says a penny for your thoughts, you may want to charge extra. And here's the most important part. Timing is everything. The value of rare coins rises and falls based on auctions, private demand, and market trends. Right now, demand is peaking. But windows like this don't stay open forever. So if you've got that 1952 no mint mark penny, or even think you might, now is the time to act. Get it evaluated. Get it listed. And maybe, just maybe, step into a lifestyle you once thought was out of reach. And if you think the 1952 penny is impressive, wait until you hear about the steel wheat penny that sold for more than a Lamborghini. That's next. So hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and join a community where your pocket change might just change your life. Imagine stumbling upon a single penny that could be worth nearly $2 million. No joke. A coin you might already have, sitting in a jar, tucked in a drawer, or hiding between couch cushions. Now, here's the catch. It's from 1957, has no mint mark, and people are cashing in on it. What if I told you someone just got offered $1,957,000 for this exact penny? Don't believe it? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know how to spot one, how much it's worth, and why time is running out. Let's rewind to 1957. Dwight Eisenhower was president. Elvis was on the radio, and the Lincoln wheat penny was still in circulation. That year, the U.S. Mint produced millions of pennies. Most were common, forgettable, but a very small batch, minted in Philadelphia with no mint mark, came out. Different. We're talking microscopic differences, invisible to the untrained eye. Misstrikes. Divarities. Minting errors so subtle that most collectors ignored them. Until now. Now, these so-called errors are being reevaluated and appraised in the 7-figure range. Here's where it gets wild. Point 1 collector found a pristine 1957 Lincoln penny in an inherited coin collection. Looked ordinary. He almost spent it on gas. But curiosity kicked in. He got it appraised, and today it's insured for just under $2 million. Think that's rare? Let me ask you this. When was the last time you checked the dates on your pennies? Let's be honest. Most of us only notice a penny when it gets stuck in the vacuum cleaner, or when we hear it rattle in the dryer. But now, that annoying little coin could be your early retirement plan. So why is the 1957 Lincoln penny with no mint mark so valuable? 1. Scarcity. Fewer error coins survived in pristine condition. Most were lost, worn down, or spent decades in circulation. Point 2. Historical importance. This penny marks the end of an era. It's one of the last wheat pennies before the U.S. Mint transitioned to the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. Collectors go nuts for last-of-the-line issues. Point 3. The error factor. Some of these 1957 pennies have unique doubling on the date or Lincoln's bust. Others show anomalies in the lettering. These aren't damaged coins. They're the result of minting imperfections that increase value exponentially. At a recent auction listed one at $1,957,000. A direct nod to its mint year. Coincidence? Maybe. But more likely a marketing masterstroke by savvy collectors who understand one thing. Rarity plus story equals fortune. Let that sink in for a second. This isn't just about a coin. It's about owning a piece of history and having the wisdom to recognize it before someone else cashes in. Coming up, I'll show you how to identify if your 1957 penny is the $1 million one, and where to get it verified before the market peaks. Because trust me, it's already heating up. Here's what you need to do. Step 1, check your change jar. Dig into your old piggy bank, your parents' attic, even those dusty rolls of coins from your childhood. Step 2, look for a 1957 penny with no mint mark. That means it was made in Philadelphia. If the coin looks clean, crisp, or even slightly unusual, do not spend it. Step 3, look for signs of doubling. Check Lincoln's profile, the 7 in the date, or the word Liberty. If anything looks off, that's your clue. Next, get it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. This will confirm its condition and certify its value. And here's where the urgency kicks in. Every year, more of these coins are being found. That means supply is increasing, and when that happens, values start to drop. Right now, demand is outpacing discovery. But that window is closing. Think of it like Bitcoin in 2011. Before it exploded, you could be holding $1 million coin and not even know it. The question is, will you find it before someone else does? Because someone will. And when they do, they won't just change their life, they'll change their legacy. Check your pennies. Check them now. Like this video if you're serious about unlocking hidden value. Subscribe for more rare coin secrets. And share this with someone who needs to hear it before they accidentally spend a fortune on coffee.